Hello everyone, this is Jang Ho from We Lift Weights, and today I'll be commentating on Team Japan's training session. This was an early morning training session for the men's heavyweight class category. On this day, we had Toshiki Yamamoto, Ryunosuke Mochida, Hiroaki Shiraishi, and Eiichiro Murakami, also famously known as the Tank Murakami. This was just a day after they arrived. Usually, Team Japan arrive about 2 weeks before their competition, but due to the pandemic, they sent their athletes about 3 to 5 days before the competition. Here we have Toshiki, also known as Squat Senpai, just doing a light warm-up. He didn't go heavy at all this training session because he went decently heavy the day before. He just a couple hours right after arriving, he worked up to 140 kilo power snatch and 170 kilo power clean and jerk. So on this day, he was just taking it really easy, really light, just working on his movement. Here's Mochida. His competition best is 179 kilo snatch and 222 in the clean and jerk. And this is both for the national competition. Internationally, his competition best is 175 and... Oh, is he going to give me the finger? Is he giving... Oh, it was a peace sign. All right, so going back, his competition best clean and jerk internationally is I believe it was 215. No, it was 219. Sorry. It was 219 and 175 for the 174 actually for the snatch. And here's Shiraishi working on his hips. This is a really unique way to stretch your hips. I've never seen any other athletes do it. And this is Mochida just warming up. And he has a really unique style of warming up. He usually does this, as you'll see here, the back thrusters, behind the neck thrusters. So he does this for both snatch and the clean and jerk. I think it's just him warming up, making sure everything's moving correctly. He's hitting the right positions, and it's like a method of loaded stretch, if you know what I mean. And that's Shiraishi's beautiful Asics shoes. And here he is doing a clean, power clean, and behind the neck thrusters again. It's a really nice way to check your standing up like straight from your squat. And also you can make sure your scapulars are properly retracted during the thruster. And here's Toshiki with his new Nike Savaleos. He really likes to wear CrossFit shoes for snatches. The funny thing is he decided to wear these Savaleos literally 2 weeks before the competition. Usually not a good idea to change your equipment so close to the competition, but it worked out for Toshiki because he hit an international competition PR with those shoes. Mochida again with the behind the neck thrusters. He makes these look really easy, but it's actually quite challenging to make them look so, smooth and pretty. So here we have Shiraishi. His competition best nationally is 174 and 220. And he's also done, in international competition, he's done up to 170 in the snatch and 220 in the clean and jerk. He used to have the Japanese national record with the 220 clean and jerk, but Mochida did 221 and then 222 at an internal test. The internal competition. Just warming up with the barbell, and now we have Mochida finally warming up for the snatch. He really likes to take his time during the setup. The way he lifts, you can tell that he really pays attention to the little details. The way he brings the barbell off the floor and into his power position is just perfect. And for his warm-ups, like lighter weights, he always make sure he catches the bar high and then rides them down to the bottom position. This is actually pretty hard. Like it's really challenging to make them look so smooth and easy. And now he's warming up with 90 kilos. A power snatch. It's just the way he brings that barbell up to his power position is perfect. And here's Toshiki with 70. And we have Tank Murakami with the new Squat Senpai t-shirt. Warming up for the snatch. Tank Murakami, he likes to go all out during his warm-ups. Just pull the bar super high, catch it high. On the other hand, you have Mochida, who's his technique is really good, and you can tell he's really focusing on controlling the bar. And here we have Shiraishi warming up with 65 kilos. Murakami with the 80. So you can tell he's pulling that bar really high. So you'll notice both Shiraishi and Mochida, like they almost pull the bar slowly off the floor on purpose because they want to make sure they're in full control of the bar. They don't want to rip it off the floor. And the bar path, here's Shiraishi doing a light pull before doing a snatch. And you can tell the bar path from off the floor to their power position into the hips is just perfect. It's really clean and crisp. So even with 110 kilos, you can tell Mochida is trying to pull the bar, receive it high, and then ride it down into the bottom position. Here's Murakami with a super easy looking 100 kilos muscle snatch. Shiraishi with 95 kilo power snatch. And then I think he's gonna do a full snatch. Nope, that was a power snatch. And this was a top set for Mochida. He only worked up to 130 kilo in the snatch on this day. It's really good. Really pretty technique. Shiraishi, 95 kilos. So Team Japan really doesn't like going heavy right before the competition. If you look at other teams training, you see them hitting 80%, 90% just 3-4 days out from their competition. But the Japanese team really doesn't like going heavy. I think the heaviest they go usually is 60 to 70%. And here we have a slow motion. And just watch how he brings the bar to his power position. Keeps the bar super close. And on the right side, we have him catching it, receiving the bar high. And on the left side, we see him riding it down to the bottom position. And that was the last set for Mochida in the snatch. And here we have Shiraishi with 115 kilos. Slightly behind. He caught that bar slightly behind, but still light enough for him to control. And Mochida always makes sure he goes back down to 60 kilos to check his movement after his heavy sets. And we have Mochida warming up in the clean and jerk. 60 kilos. His jerk is just so crisp and so fast. His lockout is just perfect. And Tank warming up with 80 kilos in the clean and jerk. And this is the heaviest set for Shiraishi in the snatch. He was planning to work up to 150 kilos on this day, but he wasn't feeling too great, so he stopped at 145. So watch how Mochida, watch how strong his elbow lockout is in the jerk. It's just so fast and so solid. Like there is no way he's gonna press out his jerk. I've never seen Mochida press out his jerk in a competition. That's how solid his lockout is. Here's Shiraishi with 145, slightly behind again. And here's a slow motion. It's almost an identical lift. He catches it slightly behind in the second set. But till then, this is basically the same lift, just shot from different angles. And here, watch how Tank drives the bar super high in the jerk. He drives it so high that his split position becomes narrow. See, usually his split position is a lot wider, but during lighter weights, he drives it so high that the split becomes narrow. This is actually pretty common among top-level athletes. Here's Mochida, 40 kilos, super easy, nice and smooth. His bar path in the dip and drive is just so straight, it's so good. And 120 kilos. It's easy, lightweight for Tank. And we have Shiraishi working up to a clean and jerk. Usually he starts warming up with 60 kilos, but he had these collars on because the barbell at the competition, the training hall was so slippery, it kept sliding off. Mochida 160. Flawless technique in the jerk. Tank 140 kilos. Once again, super easy. So Tank told me that he never goes heavy right before the competition. He told me that he needs to, he only does lightweight for about a week, sometimes more than a week, because he doesn't feel recovered. Which is pretty insane. Even as a super heavyweight, you usually see them going decently heavy 4 days out, 5 days out, but Tank told me he doesn't feel recovered unless he takes a whole week easy. And Mochida 160 again. So straight in the dip and drive. Tank 160. His competition best is 231, so this is a really lightweight for him. It's a final set in the clean and jerk from Mochida. The interesting thing about Mochida is that he closes his eyes, and then during the second pull, he opens them, and then as he goes under the bar, he closes his eyes again. You can tell he's making the exact same facial expression during these three lifts. You can really tell that his body just completely has the movement memorized. And then a super straight bar path during the dip and drive. This is basically three identical lifts just shot from different angles. And watch his footwork. It's back foot hits first and then front foot. Just perfect technique. Demonstration of perfect technique by Mochida. And here's Shiraishi with 145 kilos. I really like Shiraishi's clean technique. And here's Senpai just chilling on his phone.
Double biceps.
And Tank showing off his guns. Back lat spread.
Double biceps.
And then back double biceps. Here we go. And once again we have Mochida checking, going through the movement with just super light 60 kilos. And this was a top set for Shiraishi. He did this twice. Another set at 165 kilos. Here's a slow motion of the two sets. A really good demonstration of very good consistency here by Shiraishi. Solid receiving position in the clean. Straight bar path during the dip and the drive. Back foot hits first, and then front. And now we have Mochida working up to a heavy squat. Mochida's best back squat is 305 kilos. I've seen him hit 300 multiple times, but I definitely think he's got more in him, but he rarely goes heavy in the back squat. He doesn't think it's necessary to, you know, maximize the 1 rep max in the back squat. Mochida is one of those lifters that definitely cares more about the movement during the lift, the technique side of the things, more than was just working on heavy deadlifts, heavy squats, and other accessories. Toshiki, he loves the camera. He loves getting attention. Here's a handsome looking Mochida staring into the camera. And this is 215 kilos in the back squat. He usually likes to take more sets when going heavy in the back squat, but they were running out of time because they were limited to 2 hours in the training hall. And yo, we got our boy Tank Murakami doing some air front squats. And then Shiraishi with 215. Shiraishi told me that he always goes heavy. He always does heavy pulls right before the competition. And now 245 in the back squat by Mochida. So watch, you can really tell how he's focusing on standing up really fast. Like this is like 80%-ish for Mochida, which is, you know, a decently challenging weight for him, but he makes it look super easy. And 225 in the snatch deadlift. Once again, super easy looking squat. And Shiraishi with a 235 kilo clean deadlift. The loading is a bit ridiculous, but because he was so short on time, he just used a bunch of fractional plates lying around. And this is a top heavy single for Mochida in the back squat. Remember, this is just 20 kilos below his best back squat. But he makes it look so easy. I bet he can do 310, 315-ish if he really wanted to. And here's jacked looking Mochida. He's a bit embarrassed. He claims he's not very muscular, but I think he's pretty jacked. Don't you guys think he's pretty jacked here? He looks jacked to me. Anyways, that is it, guys. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And some of you guys may know already, but I have a Patreon, and I would greatly appreciate if you guys can subscribe and support We Lift Weights on Patreon as well.